Summertime and a change of pace on the Denny's PBA Tour. How about the star power of foreign invader Mika Koivuniemi and the all-American image of Chris Barnes? That's a team. They're hoping the sun is starting to set on tour veterans like Walter Ray Williams, the winningest bowler in PBA Tour history, and his partner slash cheerleader Norm Duke, one of the tour's flashiest and friendliest players. We'll share the love next on ESPN. Welcome to Eureka, Missouri, just outside of St. Louis, the Geico PBA All-Star Shootout hosted by Six Flags. A rare partner event on the Denny's PBA Tour. Get ready for a clash of the unbeatens. Somebody has to lose. Welcome to Six Flags in St. Louis. Jeff Metters along with Randy Peterson, a 13-time titleist and bowling in the elements, not the normal stop on the Denny's PBA Tour. There is a bright side. They haven't had to worry about the wind or the rain.
Jeff, it's hot out here.
How hot is it?
I'm going to tell you. We took a laser temperature gun and shot the bowling balls on the rack. The temperature reading came back at 102 degrees. Then we shot the approach. That number came back at 115. Next, we shot the gutters. That came back at just under 150 degrees. Jeff, my question to you is, what's St. Louis like in the wintertime?
It's cooler, and for a minute there, just for a minute, you sounded just like a meteorologist.
Thank you.
Well, the team names, we'll duke them. That's Williams and Duke against Finn to win, Barnes and Koivuniemi. And as I mentioned earlier, both of these teams undefeated. Chris Barnes, 8 PBA Tour titles, 2 majors, $1.27 million in earnings. And Mika, the big Finn, 7 titles, 2 majors for him. This is the makings of a pretty good team.
Very impressive statistics, my friend. But when I think about Duke and Williams, there's only one thing that stands out in my mind. That's the $6 million they've made combined in their careers.
Now, you may have me there. Let's take a look at how it's going to shape up. Round-robin event. Top team advances from each bracket. Then it's 2 singles and a doubles match. Let's go to the Black Widow, though, Jeanette Lee.
You and Chris are roommates. Do you ever get just really mad at him and just start yelling at him and finish so he doesn't understand what you're saying?
I prefer not to answer.
Well, I do it to my husband. I speak a little Korean, even not very well, but I just yell at him. Now, I've heard you like to win all the cash. You take home the big money. So I'm thinking there's not a bowling center around that doesn't have billiard tables in it. So I think you and I, if your lovely wife and twins don't mind, I think you and I should hit the road. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, a little kingpin action.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll end up missing a hand somewhere probably, but yeah, I'm game. Sure.
As long as you keep taking the big cash, that'd be all right with me.
The shorter the format, the more gimmicky, the better I like them. So
there you go.
Prize money breakdown, $50,000 for the first place team, $30,000 for the second place team, in all $200,000 total.
And let's not forget a really nice suntan.
A very good suntan. It's been hot out here. Chris Barnes will start things off.
Who you got first?
careful.
Who do you got first?
Yeah.
Now watch the head pin here. Chris is hoping that it's going to come across and take out the 10. It's a little short.
Wife Linda, twin boys Ryan and Troy. Now to Mika. Won tour titles in 10 different countries.
Jump over it.
These guys aren't sweating yet. We'll duke them. Our Aaron's matchup. 25 years on tour for each of these guys. Look at that. 50 years combined on tour. As you mentioned, almost $6 million in total prize money. And here's Walter Ray. He's in a league all by himself.
Efficiency of motion when you watch this guy. Just looks so simple going to the foul line. And boy, have I seen this a few times over the years. His partner's not too bad either. This guy right here.
They're not booing. They're chanting Duke, and for good reason. Strike, strike, start for Duke and Williams.
Him to win, evidently.
Geico Classic, the only win for Chris Barnes this past season. Let's take a look at Koivuniemi and Barnes in our Aaron's matchup. These guys on the tour 8 and 9 years. Similar statistics, but Chris Barnes really has, the last 3 or 4 years, been very strong on the Denny's PBA Tour.
You know, the difference right off the bat,
Goodness.
when you watch WD'E and Norm Duke's ball enter the pocket, you watch Chris Barnes' ball. Chris has a much sharper break in the back part of the lane. And well, I'll tell you, when the lanes start to get dry, as they do in this event because of us being outside, I think it's much better the straighter you can go.
Mika picks up the 4-pin.
Because you're tired of shooting spares.
Chris and Mika kind of behind the 8 ball right off the bat.
Yeah, but it's still early. Plenty of frames left.
Now, third time's a charm there for Chris Barnes.
Yeah. Last one split the 5-6, and that's
Back to WD'E and Norm Duke. And you like the chances for this team because similar styles, they can talk a little strategy, and there's going to be good communication between Duke and Williams.
Yeah, they're both playing very similar lines, so when the lanes start to break down, they're both making the same adjustments.
Well, no adjustment needed so far. Williams and Duke are finding the pocket. Back to the action where WD'E Williams and Norm Duke with the early advantage.
And a lot of fans waving in the background. I don't mean people, I mean fans.
Looking back on the season there for Norm Duke. And strikes continue for this team. I'll check out PBA.com. The U.S. Women's Open presented by the USBC returns this fall. 5-week series starts on September 16th. Top 16 qualifiers advancing to the PBA Women's Series. Mika and Chris Barnes behind 31 pins at the moment. 4 straight strikes to open for Duke and Williams. Three, 6, 7, 10. That's the count for Mika.
I'm sorry I made you shoot 2 spares. I know. Really. You don't have to give me that. At least I left the easy one for you. Yeah, thanks.
A couple more like that, and Barnes will be speaking Finnish.
Yeah, a couple more like that. This match will be over real quick.
Yeah.
Barnes going to try to get this bowling ball to the right side of the 3-pin, throw it over into the 7, and the ball will take out the 6-10. You see, this is the face of the United States Bowling Congress right here.
Well, the upside here, 5-pin bonus if they can pick up this split. And the way things are going, they're going to need all the pins they can get. Open frame for Barnes and Mika. There's Chris's wife, Linda. She's a 2-time U.S. amateur champion.
All right.
Well, now if you're Mika coming off that nasty split, what's he thinking here?
He's thinking they better hurry up, otherwise Duke and Williams are going to run away with this match, and let's see if Mika has a little more success on the left lane.
That's more what we've come to expect from the big fan.
Should have heard what he said about you when you weren't looking.
Kind of heard it.
Oh, you've heard it already.
Pretty impressive stat right there. Well, Walter Ray leads the flat 10, and his team has yet to miss the pocket. We call this the flat 10. Watch the 6-pin right there, just kind of hit the sidewall and run out of steam.
No problem for Norm Duke. Midway point, Duke and Williams with a big lead.